Hey, what's up, YouTube? SiAnReviews here. This is Lunafarkius, and well, I have for you a review of Megaman Battle Network on the Game Boy Advanced. And I don't know if you watched Simon's Dragon's Fire's first review. That was on AudioSurf. I don't know if you watched that, but basically explained that what we are doing now is basically reviewing games. We're using this as a supplement to our Pokemon battles, hopefully to make our channels a little bit more popular. Yeah, that's basically the reason we're doing this. So, as you can see here, the main character's name is Lan, and he rides around on rollerblades, which actually look kind of cool. If you see a picture of this dude, he actually looks pretty cool. Some really cool clothes. Basically, what this game is a cross between an RPG and an adventure. I don't know if you've played the original Megaman series. I haven't. This was the first time I've touched a Megaman game, so I know this isn't the original. The original is a platforming series, and I will be playing that soon enough. But what we have here, basically, this whole video is basically a tutorial. It's a tutorial on how you battle, how you go about, and what like the story is, which is basically viruses are infiltrating the net, www, and they're just corrupting it. And there's been a report of series of fires started by ovens. Yeah, houses burnt to the ground. So we get outside and we meet this girl called Mail, or was it? Yeah, it was Mail. Anyway, yeah, so she's a bit of she's annoying, I can already tell. She's just one of those girls who's just always around, always wanting to talk. Wait, that's every type of girl, isn't it? Anyway, yeah, so here she's just further filling us in on what's happening at the moment. And this is the school. So here is where the tutorial actually begins. The game doesn't really boast that much in terms of gameplay. I mean, I'm finding this quite enjoyable, as it's the first Mega Man game I've ever played. However, I'm pretty sure my opinion would change if this was, you know, like the last in a long line of playing Mega Man. From what I've read about the review of the sequel on the DS, O&M rated that, and they didn't rate that very highly, saying it's too cliched. And I kind of understand what they're saying, as, you know, it is just a bit kind of blatant how this game is going to, you know, transpire. And the battles are really what's interesting. So anyway, here's the lesson, the tutorial in inverted commas. And I'm taking quite a while to click on this thing. I didn't really want to speed this thing up ×2, because it really would have just gone way too fast. And speeding it up ×4 was a waste of time, because that would have been like a 3-minute video. Yeah, so gosh, I'm just waiting for this one to start. Here we are. Yeah, so what they do is, to get into this kind of cybernetic world, is jack in. That's kind of like hacking into the hardware. And here is where the real tutorial begins at last. So she's now going to be teaching us how to battle, what these chips are for, what the numbers are for, what the codes are for, etc. It's all quite obvious if you play games enough. It's all really obvious what you have to do now. You can send in chips. The chips that correspond to one another, i.e. the ones with the same letters, you can send. So for instance, if those five chips are all letter A, you can send them all in. Obviously there's an element of strategy to it, in the sense that the timing in which you set them out will have a direct influence on how the battle transpires. Another thing is, it doesn't really matter how much HP your opponent has. As long as you can evade their attacks, you know, there's just no real struggle in this game, and which is why I imagine it's not rated very highly, because it isn't that hard to defeat a boss. A boss with 260 HP, for instance, a boss I just recently beaten with little difficulty. I just found out what his attacks were, and it was basically just evading them and hitting him with my little 1 HP cannon. That, what you see there. These little things, the metas, I think they're called, they just throw this kind of thing at you. I don't have a clue what it is. As I said, they're probably bosses from other Megaman games, and as I said, this is my first, so I wouldn't know. Here now, she's teaching us about these kind of defenses. Steel, this one's really cool. It basically fills out a whole grid, a whole column, sorry. Yeah, so you see the columns go down by 3, and it restricts the monster's movement. So if I use this steel and if I use steel with the wide sword, then that gives me greater range and greater access, and it's easier to kill the monsters. Well, not easier, quicker I should say. Because really, as I said already, it's not hard to kill these things. Also, another reason the game is slightly lacking is because of the easy access. I did say this thing does have an RPG element. While that's true, it's not greatly emphasized because, well, I mean, you have access to everything. And even the things you don't have access to, it's a simple matter of jacking in and just running around and finding things. It's not that difficult. It gives you everything. Like, it even gives you a cannon. I mean, that little blaster thing. You know, you just press B and then you're just blasting away. And as I said, the more you evade, you're still going to be chipping off 1 HP. Like, every second, basically. Yeah, so that's why this game is slightly limited, but for all intents and purposes, it's still quite enjoyable. I mean, if you enjoy the storyline is a bit bleak, a bit boring, but, you know, if that's your kind of thing, then, yeah, I would definitely say go for this game. Also, oh, no, there is no also. Yeah, so if you enjoy that kind of thing, I would say go for this game. Excuse my uncharismatic tones here. This is my first review ever. Well, not ever, but ever in this kind of sense. And yeah, it's a little difficult to review this game, to be honest, anyway. I should have just done audio stuff or something of that nature. So yeah. Here you just see me finishing off these metas, and I really actually wanted something really epic to finish them off, but whatever. So yeah, I just finished them off with a cannon, then 2 shots with the blaster, and that's that. So please check out the rest of the reviews when I get them up, and see you guys.